Do you think Microsoft can clean up its own house and Activision's on top of that?
Yeah, I think it's a tall order, but I feel a lot better now than I did before the annual meeting where we tabled a shareholder proposal asking Microsoft to do an independent investigation of sexual harassment at the company and report out to shareholders and implement best practice. And so that proposal got a 78% vote at the meeting. It was really quite remarkable. Satya Nadella, alongside Brad Smith, really called out the vote as a sea change in the investor-company relationship. And I think that it underscores how important issues of sexual harassment, other ESG issues, how material they are, that institutional investors are catching on. They're pressing companies to act. Even Larry Fink weighed in this week saying that he was going to allow BlackRock's investors to weigh in at companies' annual meetings on the individual level. So I think with given the announcement that Microsoft made last week, that they've hired an independent law firm, that they're going to do an independent investigation, they're going to look at best practice in the industry, and they're going to implement that at Microsoft. It certainly puts them in a better position with the Activision purchase.
Are you planning to ask Microsoft to add Activision to this existing review, or would it be a separate review after the deal closes?
Yeah, I mean, we've already been in touch with Microsoft asking them to do just that. And I believe that would be the intention. It's not going to close until, for another year. I will say that, it was a red flag with Activision and Kotnik. And we were caught by surprise that this would be the kind of company that Microsoft would want to bring into the fold. Not because of gaming and the metaverse, which I understand that, but because of a culture of sexual harassment and male-dominated culture, where there has been a history of allegations of protecting predators. So that's concerning, and I certainly have some concerns with Kotnik himself.
So quickly to clarify, you're asking for Microsoft to add Activision to the current ongoing review, or to start a new review once the deal closes?
Microsoft can speak for themselves. I don't believe they can do a review that they'll have control until the deal closes. But we have requested that this be, part of their own cleaning house. And, I would expect in good faith that is going to be what happens. I think, when you look at Kotnik, one of the big red flags that I saw, Steve Wynn is a mentor of Wynn Resorts. I don't know if you followed. Wynn Resorts paid shareholders $90 million for failing to hold senior executives accountable who perpetuated sexual harassment. I would probably put Kotnik in that bucket. And so I think that there's going to be a lot of cleaning up to do.
What are some things you think Microsoft should do now until the deal closes to get that process started at Activision?
I think this is really about culture and making a commitment to improve the culture at Microsoft, to improve the culture at Activision. We've already heard from Satya Nadella committing to do that. From our perspective, from the investor perspective, this is about Microsoft's ability to attract and retain top diverse talent. I think it's a big risk for Microsoft, pulling Activision into the fold. They have their own house cleaning to do, and it's going to be a challenge with Activision, but hopefully the commitment that Microsoft has made in response to our proposal sets them on a better footing to bring Activision in-house and, to communicate what they're going to do in a more authentic, transparent way.